so welcome again. Thank you for being here. Find yourself in a seated position on your mat and let your hands rest comfortably in your lap. We'll begin with a few minutes of centering and breath awareness before we start to move. So just take a moment to adjust yourself, making sure that you're comfortable in the hips and the knees and where your ankles are resting. And once you feel settled in your foundation, gently close your eyes. Let that gesture invite you to turn inward. Just starting to come into your body this morning. Notice the sensation of your ankles and feet pressing into your mat. And the sensation of your hands gently pressing against your legs. And allow your shoulders to soften so that the arms can feel heavy, just giving into that contact of your palms. Notice the contact of your hips against the ground, or if, like me, you're up on some support against the prop that you have. And see if you can feel your weight evenly distributed so that you're neither leaning forward nor backward or more to the right or left side, really finding your center. Finding a balance of effort on the front and back sides of your body to keep your spine upright. And start to visualize your spinal column. And from the base of your spine, start to feel upward energy gradually moving through each vertebra and disc, lengthening you from the base all the way up through to the crown of the head. Feeling open and alert in your body. And then turn your attention to the movement of your own breath. Noticing how your body expands and contracts with each breath cycle. Letting that happen freely, without interruption. And then making that subtle shift so that your breath is more purposeful, consciously slowing down and deepening your breath. Inviting more air into the body as you expand on your inhalation, and purposefully getting rid of all of that air as you slowly exhale. Once you've settled into that slower speed, that new rhythm to your breath, you can float your eyes open. Take a moment to adjust to the light in your space. We'll just start warming up the shoulders a little bit. From this seated position, inhale and reach your arms up over your head, gazing up. And exhale, release the hands back to your sides. Again, inhale, gather that energy upward, getting even taller. Exhale and release. Once more, inhale, reach up. And then exhale the right hand to your side on the floor, bend that elbow and lean over to the right, stretching your left arm over your face. Keep your left hip joint rooted down into your mat, feeling the waist lengthen as the rib cage opens. And the next time you inhale, push off of your right hand, reach up again through both arms. Exhale the left hand down to the floor, bend that elbow and lean over to the left. Right hip stays rooted as the right arm reaches across your face. The next time you inhale, push off your left hand, lift up through both arms. And exhale, release the hands down by your sides. Good, we're gonna wrap the right arm around the lower back, bending the elbow. Feel your right shoulder blade draw down and away from your ear, and then let your left ear tilt toward your left shoulder. Just stretching the side of the neck and the top of the right shoulder here, nice and heavy. If you want a little more sensation, you could use your left hand on the outside of your right temple to just add some weight to the head. Good, release the left hand if you had it at your head. Roll your chin down toward your chest, nice and slowly, and then release your right arm from behind your back. Keep your head hanging down like this toward the center of the collarbones. Let both shoulders feel heavy. And then gently pick your head back up to the center. Good, take your left arm and wrap it around your lower back, bending the elbow so the forearm just rests in your lumbar curve. Let that shoulder feel really heavy, nice and low. And then your right ear is gonna tip to your right shoulder. Heavy through your head. You can let it hang like that, or you can add intensity by using your right hand outside of your head to just add a little bit of weight there. Breathing into that stretch in the side of your neck and the top of the left shoulder. Good. Release the right hand if you used it to add to your head. Gently roll your chin down to the center of your collarbones. And release your left hand from behind you. Let both arms just hang down, or you can put the hands in the lap. Feel your chin move toward your chest. And then inhale, lift your head back up to center. Good, let's uncross the legs. Sit down directly on your mat, so if you're up on some support, you can get rid of it. Lean your hands behind you with your fingers facing the back of your mat and straighten your legs out in front of you. Point and flex the toes a few times, or turn the ankles around in some circles, just releasing from that seat. Good, and then keep them in the pointed position. Squeeze your legs together and squeeze your shoulder blades together to open your rib cage, chest, and collarbones. We're going to keep the hips on the ground, but start to lift your rib cage and chest, arching your back as much as you can, drawing the spine into the back, expanding on the front side. Breathing here. Good, keep working those shoulder blades together toward your spine. Arms are active and straight behind you. Last breath in. Exhale, lower your rib cage. Good, bend your knees and plant your feet about as wide as your yoga mat. Lean forward and grab your ankles or your shins. Take a deep breath in and lengthen your spine. Exhale, tuck your chin and round your back now, folding through the legs, dropping the head. Modified tortoise pose. The next time you inhale, go ahead and roll back up. All right, let's come into table pose on the hands and knees. Spread the fingers widely, clawing your mat. We'll take some spinal waves. Inhale to lift your tailbone, chest, and chin. Exhale to tuck, rounding the back, spreading the shoulder blades apart. And again, inhale. Exhale. Moving through these two directions with your own breath. And feel free to add any other direction of movement that would feel good in your spine right now, like some side to side, lateral bending, or a combination of the arch and round with some side to side motion. Good, and then come on back to a neutral table pose. We're gonna lunge the right foot forward in between the hands and slide the left knee back, pointing those toes. Taking our low lunge here. It can be on the fingertips or on blocks, whatever is more comfortable in the shoulders. Just take a few breaths here and notice how the hips feel this morning. Can you release downward through your pelvis, increasing the stretch in your left psoas and quad? And then we're going to twist. The left hand will stay down. Rotate from your waist and raise the right arm up, stacking the shoulder blades. And press really strongly down against your left palm so that shoulder is active, and slide that shoulder down your back. Every time you exhale, can you rotate just a little bit more, engaging through your core to help twist the spine. Good, exhale, right hand to the mat. We're going to twist to the other way. The right hand stays down, rotate from your waist, and raise the left arm up. Keep pressing your right knee against the right bicep so that that knee doesn't start drifting to the left. One more breath in. And exhale, left hand down. Good, from here, rock your hips back in space and try to straighten your right leg for a half split. Move your hands or blocks back and lift the right toes up so you're just pressing the heel down against the ground. And if this is really challenging, definitely come up higher on your blocks so you can take them to the highest position, which can help you get a little straighter in the leg. Good, 3 more deep breaths here. And with your last breath out, come forward again to your lunge. Good, let's tuck the back toes under now and lift that knee nice and high up off of the mat for a high lunge. We're going to come into a balance from here, so really engage that back thigh, and then inhale, rise up, lifting the arms over the shoulders for high crescent lunge. Good, keep lifting that back knee, and get a little lower in the front knee if you can. One more breath in. Exhale the hands down. From here, we're going to plank pose. Step the right leg back. Adjust your feet so they're touching each other. Feel the shoulders over the palms. Squeeze your legs together. 5 deep breaths. Two more. And with your last breath out, bend your elbows back toward your heels, slowly lower down. Point your toes, glide the shoulder blades back, and inhale to a low or a high cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Twice more, inhale to roll up, arching back to cobra. Exhale to release. Last one, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Good, from here, press back up to table. And then we're gonna lunge the left foot forward in between the hands for our low lunge. Slide your right knee back, point those toes, and just take a few moments here to let your hips draw down, noticing how the hip feels on this side. And then we'll begin with our twist. Right hand stays down, rotate from your waist and raise the left arm up, stacking the shoulders. Press really strongly down through your right palm and feel that shoulder blade glide back toward your hip. Last breath in. Exhale, release the left hand, twisting to the other side now. Rotate from your waist and raise your right arm up. And in this version of the twist, I want you to focus on keeping your left knee and your left bicep in contact with each other. Good, one more breath in. Exhale the right hand down, and from here, rock the hips back in space, straightening that leg for our half split, lifting the left toes up so that you can drive the energy down through your heel and stretch deeply through the hamstrings. A few deep breaths here. Last breath in. Exhale, return to your lunge. Tuck the back toes under and lift that knee nice and high off the mat, really straightening that leg. And then coming to our balance, inhale, rise up, lifting the arms up over the shoulders for high crescent lunge. Re-engage the lift of that back leg, maybe a little lower in the front leg as you find your balance. Good, the next time you exhale, release the hands. And from here, step back to plank pose. Left leg back, feet together, shoulders over the palms. 5 deep breaths. With your last breath out, bend the elbows, slowly lower down. Point your toes. Inhale, arch back to cobra pose. Exhale, let it go. Twice more. Inhale, opening the front body. Exhale, release. Last time. Inhale, arching back. Exhale, release. Good, tuck your toes. Inhale, push up to the knees. Exhale, drop your hips, spread the fingers, and then lift up for downward facing dog. Good, adjust your feet as you need to. Adjust your hands if they're too close or too far away. And then focus on really pressing back, engaging through every knuckle in the hands. Feeling that energy move up through the arms, really straightening the elbows. And let your neck relax so the head can be nice and heavy, drawing down toward the mat. 3 more breaths here. With your next inhalation, look forward. As you exhale, walk to the front of your mat and end up in a forward fold, hanging over the legs. Press evenly through the right and left foot so that you have an even connection to the floor. And notice how the hamstrings feels. If there's tightness there, just bend the knees a little bit. Try and get your upper body to connect to the front of the legs. And feel your breath expand and contract there. Good. Take the hands to the front of your shins. Inhale, press against them and straighten your arms and your spine. Flat back position. Exhale, fold down, let it go. Twice more. Inhale, flat back, getting even longer. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward bend. Good, let your arms hang down, nice and heavy. Bend your knees like you're about to sit into chair pose, and then draw your navel in as you roll up through ragdoll, one vertebra at a time, coming to stand. Good, once you're standing, let the shoulders roll down and back, and find mountain pose, nice and tall. Okay, we're going to take 3 rounds of sun salutations. Inhale to begin by reaching up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Hands to the shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step to plank pose. Take 1 breath in and exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, make your way to downward facing dog. Stay there and breathe. One more inhalation, look forward. Exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reaching overhead. Exhale, release your arms. Second round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the knees, walk to plank. 1 breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Spread the fingers widely and root down through every knuckle in your hands. One more breath in, look forward. Exhale, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reaching overhead. Exhale, release your arms. Final round. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. 1 breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Stay here and breathe. One more breath in, look forward. Exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release your arms. We're going to take 1 modified round of Sun Series B. Stand with your feet hip width apart. We begin with chair pose. Bend your knees as you inhale, sit back, extending your arms. Exhale, dive forward from here, lifting the hips, dropping the head. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. 1 breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. So we're going to do high crescent lunge instead of warrior 1 this morning. Inhale, raise your right leg up. Look forward, exhale, step that foot up in between your hands. Keep your back heel lifted, really straighten that leg. On an inhalation, rise up to your high crescent lunge. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Step back to plank. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. From here, raise your left leg up. Inhale. Exhale, lunge that foot up in between your hands. The back heel will stay up. Really straighten that leg. And when you're ready, inhale, rise up. High crescent lunge. One more breath in. Exhale, hands down. You can skip this vinyasa if you like and go right to down dog or step back to plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take your time getting there. Once you arrive, make any adjustments in your stance that you might need. And then settle into relative stillness in the pose so you can focus on the even movement of your breath. Last breath in, look forward. Exhale, step to your hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. Bend the knees deeply as you sit back for chair pose. Inhale, sweep the arms forward. Exhale, stand up, reaching overhead. And then release the arms, mountain pose. Good, stand tall here. You can close your eyes if you like. Ground down evenly through both of your feet and feel your shoulders glide down your back as your hands reach for the floor. Good, float the eyes open when you're ready. And we're going to come into a wide-legged stance, so face the long edge of your mat. We're going to do a wide-legged forward bend, and you may or may not want to use a strap for this. We're going to add the chest opening with the hands connected behind the back. So if doing this with the hands doesn't allow you to straighten the arms, then you're going to want to hold a strap in between your fists and just take your hands as wide apart as you need. So the feet should be about as wide apart as a warrior pose. Turn the big toes in a little bit and connect the arms behind you. And work on really engaging the quadriceps, the front side of your thighs. Contract there to help lift your knees. Good, nice and open in the chest. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, send your hip joints back and your upper body forward, gradually folding and then dropping your head. Let the arms just slowly lift up and over. The main focus should be on keeping the shoulder blades and elbows really close together. Let your neck be relaxed. The weight of your head is drawing down toward the floor. Take 5 more breaths here. And you're going to stay in your forward bend, but with your next breath out, start to release the arms. Separate the fingers or put the strap down, and then take your hands in between the feet, either on the ground or up on 2 blocks. From here, we're going to lift the head and chest. Inhale and walk your hands or blocks forward so that you can find the flat back position. And just take a moment here. It's going to let some of the blood pressure decrease from the head. And then from here, we're going to twist. The right hand is going to come underneath your face, rotate from your waist, and raise the left arm up. Just like we did in the lunge earlier, I want you to really push down for your right hand and feel the right shoulder blade move back toward your hips. And that should make a difference in any feeling of tension or tightness in the neck. If you let the shoulder blade come forward, it's going to contract all of these muscles here in the top of the shoulder, and it's going to make things feel really tense. So shoulder blade back. Good, let's release, taking the other side, left hand down, re-engage that flat back position, and then twist from your waist, rotate to the right, raise your right arm up, but focus on energy through the left arm and that shoulder blade gliding back toward your hips. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Good, look over at the front of your mat. Point those toes forward, walk your hands there and end up in a lunge. Good, place your back knee down on the ground, so you're in a low lunge. Let's take both arms inside of the front foot. Move the front foot over toward the edge of your mat a little bit. Turn the toes out about 45 degrees. And let the left knee and thigh fall away from your shoulder, opening this hip in our wide stance lunge. Take a few moments just to be here, noticing how this variation feels. And we're going to keep the knee and thigh wide out to the side of the mat. Take your upper body and walk it over to the opposite side of your mat so that you're in a C curvature as much as you're able to. And then bend the elbows a little bit so you lower your torso. And just see how that feels in the side of the waist. Good. From here, come back to the mat with your hands. And then we're just going to rock the hips back in space. Step that front foot out of the lunge, finding table. Good, and we're just going to switch sides from here. Lunge your other foot up to the front of your mat, low lunge. Slide your back knee a little farther back. And then take both arms inside of the front leg. Move that foot over to the edge of your mat a little. Turn the foot out and drop the knee away from your shoulder. Taking a moment here. Just seeing how this side feels. Good, you're going to keep that front knee nice and wide, moving away from you. Walk your upper body to the opposite side, taking the hands off of your mat slightly so that your spine is in a lateral curvature. And then maybe bend the elbows a little bit, lowering your chest, seeing how that changes things in your waist. Breathing into that side body stretch. Good, let's take the hands back to the mat. And from here, rock your hips back in space. Step that foot out of the lunge, bringing the knee down to table. Good, plant the palms shoulder width apart, spread your fingers widely, tuck the toes and lift the hips back and up into downward facing dog. Good, one breath in, look forward. And exhale, step up to your hands. Inhale, flat back position. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, reaching overhead. Exhale, and release your arms. Good, let's find those two blocks. We're going to take two more standing postures before we bring things back down to the ground. We're going to work on pyramid pose and revolved triangle. So I'm going to have you take your blocks out in front of you. They can start on the high position. You can always adjust them. You're going to stand with your feet hip width apart, and then step your left foot back so that the heel connects to the floor, but it's not as wide of a stance as regular triangle, a bit shorter. Both hip joints face forward, and both legs should be straight here. Good, engage your quads so that your kneecaps lift and extend the legs, and bring your hands to your waist. Squeeze the shoulders back, opening your chest. On an exhalation breath, lean your hip joints back and your upper body forward. keeping the spine nice and straight. And then just find your blocks, placing them underneath your shoulders just to help support the flat back position. So sort of a modified pyramid pose because we're not folding forward. We're just going to keep this nice straight spine so that we can turn it into Revolve Triangle from here. Good. A few more breaths, focusing on the engagement in the legs, pressing equally through both feet. So for Revolve Triangle, we're going to be just changing things in the upper body. The legs stay exactly as they are. My left hand's going to come a little bit closer to my right foot, which is the front one. And then I'm going to keep my left hand on that block, bring the right hand to the waist to start, and twist just from the belly button, rotating the abdomen, the rib cage, and the chest, and then maybe raising the right arm up. Good, just like in all the other poses we've done where the arms are split like this, I want you to focus on the bottom arm, keeping that arm strong, and that shoulder blade gliding back toward your hip. Good, go ahead and release the right hand back to your block, finding that flat back position again. And then keep the back and core nice and strong. Return your hands to your waist and rise up. Good, bend your front knee and step forward. Just stand in mountain pose for a moment. Notice the difference between the right and left sides of your body. Good, and then let's take that for the left side. I'm just going to adjust my blocks. So we're going to be having the left foot forward, feet are hip width apart. Step your right foot back, a little bit shorter stance than a regular triangle pose. Both hip joints face forward. The back heel should be on the mat. Good, strengthen the legs, hands to the waist, open your chest. On an exhalation breath, feel your hip joints go back as your upper body leans forward without bending your spine. Flat back position. And then take your hands to your blocks, adjust them if you need to so they're underneath your shoulders. Good, breathing here, keeping the legs engaged. Good, the lower body is going to stay fixed. Nothing is changing from the waist down. You're going to move your right hand a little bit closer to your left foot. That hand's going to stay on your block. Left hand comes to the waist. Twist from your waist on up. So belly button, rib cage, and chest rotates to the left. Left arm raises up. But if that doesn't work, you can keep your hand at the waist. Right? If that shoulder is tight, don't worry about it. Focus on your bottom shoulder. That arm is strong. The right shoulder blade is gliding back toward your back foot, toward the waist. Good, return your left hand to the block, re-engage the flat back position. Good, from here, instead of standing up, keep your hands on the blocks, just bend your front knee and step forward and hang over your legs in a loose forward bend. You can even move the blocks off to the side. Good, notice how you feel in the right and left hips, through the right and left hamstrings. Let your shoulders be loose. Good, and then from here, bend your knees a little bit, plant your palms on the mat, and walk back to downward facing dog. Good, from here, we're going to be coming into Pigeon Pose. We're going to raise the right leg up into the air. Inhale. Look forward, exhale, bring that knee up to your chest and then place it down in between the hands. Slide your left leg back. Before we fold down, open your right knee out to the side to about a 2 o'clock angle if you can. And maybe wiggle that left leg even farther back. Good. When you're ready to fold, walk your upper body forward and down any amount. You're welcome to do this pose in the reclined version if this does not feel good in your knee. Good. Close your eyes. I'm going to be here a little bit. See if you can let all the muscles in your right leg just soften so they're not contracting against the stretch that's happening. So feel your glute relax, feel your calf muscles relax. And let the left leg be soft as well. Feel the front of your quad release. Let go of any holding in the ankle. If you're ready to come out of the forward bend, start to lift up, moving the hands back toward the front leg. Just take a moment in the upright position. And then tuck your back toes under and walk that back knee closer to the front of the mat so that you can get the weight of your upper body over your hands. And then from there, press back to downward facing dog. In down dog, just pedal the legs back and forth a few times. And when you're ready for the other side, we're going to raise the left leg up into the air. Look forward and bring the knee up into your chest and then place the knee in between the hands. Good. Slide your right leg back. Before you fold forward, if you can adjust the left knee out to a 10 o'clock angle and maybe go a little farther down and back with that right leg, that'll help ground your pelvis toward the floor. And then you can come forward and down any amount for Pigeon Pose. Or you're on your back doing the reclined version if this doesn't work for your knee. Good. Once you settle in, just take a moment to scan the legs. Can you soften more through the calves, the ankles, letting go of any resistance to the shape of this pose? And once you're ready to come out, lift your head, walk your hands back in toward the front leg. Stay upright for a moment. And then tuck your back toes under. Start walking that knee closer to your front leg until the weight of your upper body is right over the hands. And then from there, press back and up to downward facing dog for the last time. Maybe pedal the legs a few times back and forth. Hopefully the hips feel nice and open now. Good, and then bring your knees down to the ground. We're going to take child's pose. Take the knees widely apart, point the toes, and sit back on your heels, letting your upper body come forward and down. Soften the arms and the shoulders once you're there, and close your eyes. Take at least 5 more breaths here. Feeling the ribcage expand and contract against the front of the legs. Good. When you're ready to come out, float your eyes open, lift yourself up out of child's pose. Good. Come to have a seat. I'm going to sit up on my folded blanket for a little extra support. And we're going to finish up here with a few seated poses, and we're going to use our straps. So go ahead and find that. We're going to take nose to knee pose. You're going to straighten your left leg forward and fold your right knee out to the side. Bring the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. And use your strap, tossing it forward to connect it around the left foot. Good. Hold the strap with a tight grip in each hand. The arms are straight. Pull against it to help you sit up really tall. Let the shoulder blades both now slide down your back toward your hips. And start to work on widening that right knee down toward the floor. Even if it doesn't touch, the action is there, squeezing through the outer hip and glute to open the inside of the hip. Good, we're going to drop the chin toward the chest. The next time you exhale, pull on your strap and start to guide your upper body forward and down toward your left leg, little by little. Deep breathing throughout. And then gather the strap in one hand and re-extend the arms. If your hands reach your heel, you can just hold there instead. If not, just hold your hands farther down your strap. Next time you inhale, rise up. And exhale, release your right leg forward. Now let's switch sides. Bend your left knee out to the side, drawing the sole of the foot to the inner right thigh. Good, engage your right leg and toss that strap forward to connect it around the ball of the foot. Good, same as the opposite side, holding with a nice tight grip and straight arms. Sit up nice and tall and start to feel both shoulder blades now glide down your back toward your hips. Good, the next time you exhale, drop your chin toward your chest and start to gently pull on your strap to guide your upper body forward and down, little by little. And then re-extend your arms. If they meet your heel, you can hold there or farther down your strap. When you're ready to come out, inhale and rise up. Good, you can get rid of your strap, release your left leg forward. Good, come down off of your support. If you were using that, you can clear that away from your mat and come down onto your back, please. We're going to end up with a reclined twist here. So once you're on your back, bend both knees, plant the feet on the floor. Just take a moment to adjust your upper back or your shoulders so your spine can settle. And then straighten your left leg down on the mat, letting it relax. Bring your right knee into your chest, and at first hug it close to you. We're just going to release the low backs. Letting that thigh come toward the ribcage every time you breathe out. And every time you breathe in, feeling your low back expand and press into the mat. Then for our spinal twist, we want a lot more space between the ribcage and the thigh. So loosen up on the hold of your leg. Let your right knee move away from you so that it's in line over your hip. And then cross it over for your spinal twist. As the right arm floats out to the side, palm facing up, keeping the chest open here. One more deep breath in. And then exhale, unwind. Good. Bend both of your knees, plant your feet, and adjust your hips if you need to so that the spine is nice and aligned. Good. Take a moment just to be here, letting your back relax. When you're ready for the other side, slide your right leg down on the mat. Hug your left knee into your chest. And at first, we're going to bring it nice and close to the upper body. So deep flexion in the hip. Feeling the rib cage expand into the thigh every time you inhale. The low back expanding into the mat. And every time you exhale, the knee moving closer to your upper body. Good, and then for the twist, put space between your rib cage and the thigh. So knee comes forward toward the hip, and then cross it over your body toward the ground for your spinal twist. Left arm floats out to the side with the palm up and the chest open. Good. When you're ready to release, exhale, unwind. Bend both of your knees and plant your feet on the ground. Adjust your hips if you need to. Adjust your upper body so that your back is comfortable. And from here, we're going to rest in Shavasana, corpse pose. So go ahead and extend your legs if you're ready, or take any extra props that you might want to support your body, or clothes to put on to stay warm. And we'll rest for a few minutes here on the back. Once you feel settled, gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Feel your lower jaw release and soften through the throat. Relax the tongue. And let go of that deep, conscious breath. As you invite your natural breath back to your body, allowing every part of you to sink into the floor. Slowly bring your attention back to your breath. And take a few deeper breaths to cue your body that you're about to move. Take any little movement or stretch that would feel good to you right now. And then eventually bend your knees and roll over to one side of your body, curling up into a fetal pose. Just pause there for a brief moment. Notice how you feel right now. And with as little effort as possible, make your way back up to a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes closed. Take a moment to find that tall, open posture, lengthening through your spine. Continue to breathe deeply here, letting that energy fill the body. Then bring your palms together in front of your heart. We'll end our practice by chanting Om one time, taking a deep breath in. Exhale and gently bow your head, acknowledging yourself for making the time and space to practice this morning and expressing gratitude to your body. And thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Have a lovely rest of your day and hope to see you next week. Thank you.